Hey, what's up? John Sonnemus here. So I want to do a video talking about something that I had come up with. Sometimes I do these little gym tweets. Actually, I don't do Twitter anymore so much. So now they're like gym updates, posts on the YouTube community page here. And I said yesterday that the only thing that matters at the end of the day is how hard you fought. Victory cannot be guaranteed. Live hard, fight hard, die hard. I want to talk a little bit about that concept because I was thinking about that yesterday when I was at the gym. It was one of those things that was kind of fueling me through the workout, was just this idea that it doesn't matter whether or not you win. What matters is how hard you fought, because that's the thing that you can control, right? And this is one of those things that I think a lot of people just, they don't get, they don't understand, and it causes them to give up too soon. I see a lot of people that are struggling, that are basically, you know, again, this comes down to this whole philosophy that I could talk about forever, that you know, I've talked about on this channel, that you can get the t-shirt that says trust the process. This idea that you have to divorce the results from the process that gets you to those results, right? And you know, to drill down into this, to talk about what I'm talking about in this case, it's about how hard you fight. Right? It's about how hard that you push. It's about the effort that you put in. If you put in effort on the wrong things, you're going to get wrong results, right? You're not going to get what you want. But if you, as long as your ladder is leaned up against the correct wall, then that's the factor that you have to control first, right? You have to make sure that you're shooting for the right things. If you're on the wrong path, nothing is going to matter. You know, but with that said, choose a fucking path, okay? Because if you're on no path, right, it'd be better to be on the wrong path and then be like, well, I guess I'll be on this path, than to be on no path at all and nothing ever happens. But assuming that you chose a path, you know, actually one thing that Grant Cardone said that I really appreciated is he said that it doesn't matter what you fucking do. Just pick something and fucking give it your all, you know, have purpose. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's what's going to give you that fulfillment, is like just driving after something. What matters is how hard you fight. And that's the thing, is like, once you've chosen some kind of path, some kind of thing to go after, but at the same time, I'm going to push it as hard as I can. I'm going to train as hard as I can. If I'm going to race, I'm going to do the best that I can. And that's what matters, right? And then there's a couple of reasons why that's true. The first one is because that's what's going to matter to you. You set your own standards and you decide what it is that is important to you, how you're going to value your day, how you're going to value the things that you've done, right? Only you can judge that, because by the world's standards, you might be extremely successful, but you know that you did not put in the effort that you could for the day. You did not do the job that you could, that you're capable of, and so you are a failure in your own mind, and that's okay. And you should have that level of standard for yourself, and that's how you should judge things, because the world will love you one day and they will fucking hate your guts the next day. And just of the mix of the world, there's going to be people that love you and hate you, and you know, and people are not going to see the seed that's under the ground, that you know, the success that's going to come up over time. They're going to say, nothing's happening, man. I don't see your fucking result. That's the way the world's going to look at you. But you have to judge but yourself, right? You have to decide for yourself and set your own standards. You're, at the end of the day, you're going to know, I was capable of this, but I only put in this much effort. It doesn't matter the result you got. You could have gotten a great result. You could have gotten a shitty result, but you know how far short you fell, because you know what your standard is, and that's what you need to judge by things by. The best way to achieve success, okay, assuming again that your ladder is up against the wall, that you're on the right path, is to put in the effort. And that's the thing that you can control. And a lot of people, they spend their focus and their effort on the results. They're looking at the finish line, but they're not paying attention to the strides. They're not paying attention to the race. And the problem with that is that diverts your energy, that diverts your focus, and it discourages you. When I was a kid, there was this little like ditch in South Carolina that we used to like jump across to get to the forest there, and like you had to get across that thing. And when I would run, you know, your mind would say, okay, I'm not going to make it, so I'm going to slow down, and you kind of slow down before you get to the edge, and you kind of like half jump and you fall the fuck in, right? But what you should do is, like, if you're like, okay, I'm going to try and jump this ditch, the best course of action, the smartest, wisest course of action, is obviously to run at it as hard as you can and jump as hard as you can. That has the highest chance of success. Either your choice should either be, I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to do it all out, right? Again, you can't control the ultimate result, but what you can do is you can fight as hard as you can. Don't worry about the result. The result will eventually come, or it won't come, but the best chance of getting the result that you want is by putting in the effort, right? Is by putting in the max effort is how you fight. Results are often buried underground for a long time before they come up, right? Just like a plant that is nurtured for a long time before, it shoots up and you actually get to see what the results are. That's why you see these people that are these, quote, overnight successes made in 10 years is because they put in the training, they put in the effort. There's this really good book, I don't know if I did a review on it, called 3 Feet from Gold, which is basically, you can check out the book, but it's basically about Napoleon Hill's book called Thinking We're Rich, okay? And there's a story in there about this miner that stops 3 feet from gold, and that's the thing, is so many people stop 3 feet from gold, right? And so what that means is that you got to keep on pushing. You got to keep on going. You don't know how far you've come. You don't know how close you are to hitting the jackpot. I mean, how many times in life have you come 3 feet from gold and you didn't know it because you gave up too early? And so if your focus is on the result, okay, if your focus is not on the battle, on just fighting as hard as you can, okay, you have to live for the battle. If your focus is not on that, then you're going to give up easily. You're going to give up way too easily. It's about the fight, and it's about changing your mindset. It's about changing the principle. Instead of, trying to get to the end of the race, to running as hard as you can while you're running. When I'm doing my work, when I'm sitting down, if I'm writing, if I'm recording a video, it's putting it all in, putting in all the effort, like not worrying about the result. Oh, how many subscribers? It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is, am I putting my heart into my videos? Am I doing what I want to do? Am I putting it all in? Am I giving it my best fight? Become the person that says, when I fight, I fucking fight. I fight to the death. I fight as hard as I can, and that's what matters, and that's what you reward yourself on. You don't look at the results. The people that achieve the most, the people that really excel in life, those are the people that they're not looking at the finish line. They're looking at exactly where they're going right now, and they're pushing it as hard as they can, and they just happen to pass everyone else by. So that's what it takes, and that's what you should focus on in life. All right, that's all I got for you today. If you have not already, click that subscribe button below, and I'll talk to you next time, and fight on.